Welcome back to the final installation of the Seven Secrets storyline. I want to give a big thanks to all the fans that have been watching this story play out. I appreciate you so freaking much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like button. Now, let's get into it. Casper is dead. His mother, Eve, knelt next to his corpse as the monster tore apart the armies that she came with. She was lost in thought. She was going through pain, revisiting moments in her life, her time in the Order, her training in the Order, the moment when she finally became the holder, and the moment when she had her son. That moment was arguably the best moment of her life. Stretching out to pick up the seventh secret, she noticed that the case was light. Her secret was gone. But it wasn't gone. It was close by. The seventh secret was inside her son. And then the weirdest thing happened. Her son spoke, telling her, "Please listen to me. Before I forget everything, mother." He made it clear, "You have to let me go to my world. You have to send me off. Your child will then come back to you and you have to prepare him. You have to get him ready to be worshipped because you will be the mother of a god. Get him ready for me." And then he was off. This was the explanation as to why she didn't want to hold him at first. Even when his father came through, she just told him to be quiet, sit down, and listen. She told him everything, which is why she knew it wasn't over deep in her spirit. She had spent all her life keeping her space, but this was her son. Even if he was a god, the demon looked at her, mocking her. "You failed. You had one job, and he was the only threat to me, and you failed. You raised a child instead of a god." After gloating, he looked at the people he came with and said, "Let's go." She asked him, "Go to where?" And he said, "My destiny." Kanto called out to him, and he responded by shrinking, because clearly Kanto was the only person he cared about, removing Kanto's mask, telling him not to hide. "The world is yours now." As soon as the trainee heard this, she regained her senses. She tried to kill Amon, but he just turned her to dust. He was a god after all, eating up the first secrets, making sure the destruction will never cage him again. The portal was open now, so him and his man walked through it back to reality. Kanto tried to talk to him. What next? And he said, "The world is yours. They will serve you. But first, they have to fear you. So I will handle that." We see him causing absolute chaos because he was the god of chaos. While he was having the time of his life, we see the heroes crying because they lost a loved one. They lost their hope, but Avon knew better. Avon knew this wasn't over, asking the Queen of England to ask her men to bring her son's body. She wanted the island to be teleported where her friends were. And as soon as they saw it, seeing the fairies coming towards them, they got ready for battle because they knew this was odd. They were ready to slaughter every single one of these fairies, till the fairies said, "Wait, we were sent here by Ava. She told us your real name." And because of this, they knew this request was valid. So they came along, seeing everyone surrounding a corpse. They knew someone had died. And as soon as they landed, Sigurd took off his mask. The queen was shocked, but not only him. Yeah, our boy Titus was alive as well. Everyone was confused, but right now they had other things to worry about. Chin and her partner had to return a gift they were given. They are immortals, you see, blessed with the long lifespan of an immortal. But now it was time to return the lifespan back to the immortal. Alexander the Great and Cheng Shi placed their hands on the corpse of Casper, returning back his immortality that he bestowed upon them. A god was reborn in the flesh. He was back, but not quite, and he was mildly irritated as well. For one, people were bowing. He told them not to bow. Looking to his mother, he asked the one simple question. "You were charged with preparing Casper for this. He is not ready. Explain yourself. But before she could answer, Titus asked as well, That's right, I was dead. Why am I back here? This is when Sigurd revealed the truth about the world and the secrets. All the secrets were Casper's. Every single one of them were created by him, or rather his godly aspect. We learned that before there was a great war between the forces of good and the forces of chaos, and out of his sheer rage, he destroyed Atlantis and imprisoned a demon. And when he was done, his forces knew of his existence. They worshipped him as a god. And anytime religion comes into play, humanities, they go crazy, destroying or killing each other. Any single person that doesn't worship him the way he should be. And he wasn't comfortable with that at all. So he made a choice. Calling 7 of his most trusted allies, he broke up himself into 7 pieces. The first was his rage, the second his immortality, the third was his gateway to other worlds, the fourth his future, the fifth his wish, the sixth his greatest enemy, and of course, the seventh himself. But right now, he was wondering why his new incarnation was not prepared. And Ava made it clear that she wanted to love her son rather than promote or rather get ready for a god to come through. As soon as he heard this, he understood, embracing his parents and telling them he loves them. Titus also said, Thank you for bringing me back, and he went off to handle business. He was a god after all. Finding Kanto, Kanto explained that Amon isn't himself. This was not the plan. Casper made it clear that he will listen, but first, where's my first case? And Kanto said is inside Amon. So he went to battle Amon, and boy did they battle. They were not superpowered beings, they were gods clashing. With every punch, a city block was destroyed. Caspian plunged his hand directly into Amon's chest, grabbing onto his first secret, his anger, his wrath, his most powerful weapon. And even the demon was like, Are you trying to kill this whole city? He just smiled, saying, This is the smallest city in the world. And besides, your lover is here. He looked behind him and saw Kanto still in the premises. And so Caspian made a request to talk to the real Amon, to have a conversation. And they spoke. Amon made it clear that he was sorry. He does not want the gods to rule. Humanity will become dust in the wind. And Casper honestly agreed, telling Amon that he understands where he's coming from. Also, stepping up to him, a man who has killed a lot of people he has grown to love. He embraced him, telling him, I forgive you. Now you have a choice to make. Step through this portal with the man you love. Go to your happiness and let me handle business. And Amon did. As soon as he stepped through the portal though, everyone wanted to kill him. But the fairies vouched for him, saying free him, he is valid. But the gods were still fighting. The god of order versus the god of chaos. The god of chaos made it clear, I am very comfortable with taking you with me when I die. But he made it clear, did you forget? I can fly, flying him to the moon before setting off the giant explosion. When he stepped through the portal, he was back to full force, all his 7 secrets hovering behind him. He thanked everyone for contributing in this battle, and now it was time for him to leave. He left his secrets with each and every one of them. Titus got his rage, Alex and Chin got his immortality, Radha got his ability to travel between worlds, and he was allowed to travel this time. The Queen got his future to use it to help the future. His father got his dreams to dream of a better future. And the Mon and Kanto got his greatest enemy because they know what they had almost unleashed on the world. And the 7 secrets himself went directly to his mother. But even when all was said and done, she couldn't help miss her son. And then she noticed it. One case, a new case on the ground. A new secret was born. He was a god after all. Of course, her son returned back to everyone who knew and loved him. Thank you for being along for the ride. And please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Peace.